the word strategies, like what do you think of?
To solve something easier.
Okay, to help it. So the strategies are going to help you become more quicker, and it's going to become easier. I like that. Even think about like sports, because don't you hear like the coaches, the football and basketball coaches say, "What's our strategy going to be today?" You know, I know they're always saying that. Different ways to do it. Because let me ask you this: everybody sitting in here right now, are we all the same type of learner?
No.
Absolutely not. We do not all learn the same way. I used the 5-3-1, and it was during a science lesson. What led me to use this particular strategy was we had finished up the whole unit on the 5 layers of the atmosphere. And so I wanted to make them, I wanted to see, not make them, I wanted to see if they could come up with one title and get them familiar with using the 5-3-1 strategy since they've never used it before. All right, so this strategy is called 5-3-1. Okay, so I'm going to give you a minute, and you need to get in a group of about 3. We've been talking about what are the layers of the atmosphere made up of. You know, we've been talking about different things that the atmosphere has been made up of and what we need to know about it. All right, the strategy is the first thing you're going to do, you're going to write 5 things down on your paper that you think are important about what we have been covering in science on the atmosphere and the layers. What are 5 things that you think are key words that are important about what we've been studying in science? You write it right now on your own. Everybody come up with their 5 things. So 5 words that are essential to the topic. So you should be writing your 5 words on your paper. Now this is what I want you to do. I want you to talk with your group. I want you to narrow down that. I want you to share what you have, what you put down, and then as your group, I want you to choose, listen, I want you to choose 3 important things. Now you're taking it from 5, that was essential, to 3, and you have to agree with it with a group. Well, science, of course, is a lot of, some of them think they just have to memorize it, but once they apply it to their life, they don't memorize it, they just know it. So using this strategy can help them condense into putting big ideas into one main idea.
I think the ozone layer is really important, because if we didn't have the ozone layer, we would die, we would burn up.
Okay, so you choose one, and I'll choose one.
I think someone needs to choose, does anyone have the 5 layers listed? Because the whole thing is about the 5 layers. So if
the atmosphere is the most important.
So if one of the 3 picked ones is not the 5 layers, then it's just like crazy. Because
You got your 5, and tell me what your 3.
Ozone, atmosphere, and temperature.
So those are your 3. So now everything we've been doing with this unit, then those are your 3 most important. Did y'all have a lot the same?
Yes. Well, all of the 3 of us had ozone. 2 of us had not aerosols. 2 of us had atmosphere.
So y'all had a couple the same then, right?
Oh no, all of us had atmosphere.
Oh, okay. Did y'all have any the same?
We had, we wrote down all the 5 layers, and we had 3 of us had,
So y'all had those?
yeah, we had
Okay.
all the 5 layers. We had atmosphere, and
Did anybody else have air pressure besides me?
I think I had air pressure.
You did? Okay. The role I played during this strategy was like a facilitator, but I just wasn't up there standing up there teaching. I would walk around to each group to make sure they had understanding of what I was looking for, also to make sure they were on task, and to make sure that they understood how they had to break it down from 5, and then they had to go back to 3, and then come up with at least one main topic. Let me ask you this, and I think I walked around and talked to everybody. Give me a thumbs up if you have all agreed on your 3. All right? It's going to get a little tougher. Remember, this is called 5-3-1. So what do you think now that I want? One word that I can say I'm going to put everything that we've learned in this box. And I got to label it. What can I put the label? Like, what am I going to label this and put it on the shelf and say, oh, I remember last year when I taught my homeroom about what we've been studying about, and I don't want to say, that I can go to this and everything's going to be under there. And I should be able to label it and know everything I need to know about this one thing. Right? So now you narrowed it down to one thing.
Yeah, I think the ozone.
Yeah, I'll agree with ozone. So
Yeah, ozone.
put
So
one.
that's what y'all going to put.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Have y'all decided?
We decided.
First tell me your three. Can I see your three? The atmosphere, the air pressure, and the 5 layers. Okay? So you had those three. Where's your one going to be?
The atmosphere.
Okay, tell me why you chose that.
Because
we
all of
learned
it's all
about
in
that
the
a lot.
All of the
Examples that we gave were about the atmosphere.
air pressure and the 5 layers.
So all this, temperature, the weather, right. Can you remind me where the weather takes place anyway?
The troposphere.
Okay. So y'all, that's what y'all chose. Good. Do you think it's very important to us?
Fair, we die.
How would we die?
Because we'll burn out, because the ozone, keeps the sun from getting too
Exactly.
hot to us.
You're
and
right.
the aerosols are eating it away.
Right. Do you remember what Miss McKinney said about the ozone, though? How many oxygens it had? Do you remember that?
3.
Yeah. That's good. 3. She told us that a while back. Now, I'm just going to kind of see the general thing, Justin. I'm going to go around the room. I kind of know them already, but I'm going to come back to them. What Noah's group did y'all put? All right, the atmosphere. Christopher's group. Atmosphere. CJ's group. Atmosphere. Angel. Atmosphere. Destiny.
5 layers.
Well, we got to have one word. 5 layers. I'll take that. 5 layers. All right. Atmosphere. We can probably work with that.
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere. Atmosphere. Ozone. And I was telling them, though, when I walked around the room, I think everybody had on their paper ozone. So I can see why that was important. Everybody had ozone. Why is the ozone so important? Tell me, Zori.
Because it absorbs 50% of the sun, so when it burn out.
Right. Because if we didn't have it, would we be here? No, we'll be gone like that. Like, not even here. Right. So, but so the majority said the atmosphere. Tell me why y'all chose the atmosphere.
Because all the temperature, air pressure, and 5 layers is in the atmosphere.
Exactly. She's saying the reason they chose it because everything we've talked about so far with the air pressure and the temperature, the ozone itself, and they had weather on theirs, it's all in the atmosphere. So good. What I like most about this strategy is it takes a lot of ideas and they have a lot of different, and then putting them in the groups. What I liked about the groups was they had several different ideas and they all put them on a piece of paper and they had the 5 and each one of them had 5 and they might not all have been the same, but then they talked to each other. They conversed to figure out which ones they had the same, broke it down to 3, and they had to converse again and they all had to agree on it. So it didn't just they came up with, they did the strategy, but they worked on teamwork and accepting each other's ideas and letting them to explain to each other. They could almost use like a bounce strategy, the bounce card in it too, while they were talking to each other. But I liked how they did that, and then they got it to 3 and the 1. But the main thing is I liked how I took a whole unit that I taught and to see what they really thought about it with all their different little words, but they came down on one. And the majority of the groups came up with the same one, which was atmosphere, and I thought that was a great job they did.